Hey, hey, what is up? Welcome back to the program, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom Clark, and this is Tom Clark's Main Event. We're back once again on Facebook Live, as you can see. Glad you are with us. We're also recording today. The show will post on YouTube and is always available on BoinkStudios.com. Please don't forget to subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, and iHeartRadio. And check us out, as always, online anytime you want. It's a free show. Facebook Live every Friday at 12 Eastern Standard Time. High noon, baby. So thanks to Wrestling Rumors. Thanks to Heidi for giving us the platform. As always, we do very much appreciate it. This is going to be fun. How's everyone's week going? Yours truly has been up. What's up from Fresno? Carlos, what's up, yo? Welcome to the show. The 559. This is the 828. I don't know if that means anything to anyone, but that's the area code here in Conover, North Carolina. I know what you're saying. I've never heard of Conover, North Carolina. Well, don't worry, man. No one else has either. It's completely fine. We're like an hour out of Charlotte. Does that help everyone? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. So that's usually my point of reference. People, where the hell's Conover? It's an hour from Charlotte. Relax. It's not worth mentioning. So hope everyone's having a great week. Yours truly has been on vacation this week. I have done a whole bunch of nothing, and it's been everything I thought it could be and a whole lot more. I've been attempting to reorganize the office here. You can't see this, but I have stacks and stacks of comic books everywhere because I have 9 long boxes that I'm trying to organize. All the amazing Spider-Mans are going together. All the Punishers are going together. It's a task in and of itself. The boy said he was going to help. The boy has not helped. So I've been at it all on my own. It's a work in progress. It's amazing that there's not stacks and within camera view. They're going to be reaching the ceiling before too long. Hello from the UK. Luke, what's up? Luke, welcome, man. Yes. Hello from Kansas. Welcome from Kansas. What's up? I love doing this. This is so cool. You know, I can't say it's always. I've had my share of guests on this show, but I don't usually do guests as a rule of thumb. I could, I suppose. But I like the one-man show format, and it plays out extremely well on Facebook Live, I think. Cheers. What's up? I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully you're okay with this guy. This is Tom. Hi. Glad to meet you. So we've been on Facebook Live. I tried to count the number of shows. I haven't counted. This is like the 7th week or something in a row, 7th or 8th. Time flies when you're having fun, yes? So that's cool. Yes, I'm repping. Everyone sees I'm repping. I have not worn this shirt as of yet on the show. But since today's topic is WWE in New Japan, I thought I would wear the shirt of the current WWE champion, who's also the former IWGP champion, AJ Styles. The phenomenal one, AJ Styles. How about that? So I think well, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I do the best I can. I don't have any update on Seth Rollins. There's conflicting reports. If WWE has made anything official, I'm going to be honest with you right now, guys. I've not exactly been on the grid for the past couple of days. If WWE.com has made anything official, I'm not aware of it. I'll put it to you that way. There's been old reports lingering around of Seth's knee injury. And I don't know how those made the rounds. I have no idea. Hello from North Carolina. I'm from North Carolina as well. Yes, you have a good day as well. Stick around, man. Come on. Don't leave. First time viewer, what's up? Welcome to the show. Everyone's still piling in, man. This is pretty cool. I'm digging the view, I have to say. And plus, I can see the phone now. Let me tell you something. As you get older, certain things start to go. I mean, my good looks are obviously still here. That's a plus for you because you got to look at me the whole time. However, the eyes, maybe not so much. But you know what? It's fun, man, because up until like 2 years ago or a year ago or something, my eyes were fine. And then all of a sudden, right? But you know what? It's all good. I had great vision for, I'm not going to tell you how old I am, for a lot of years. So it is what it is. The glasses help. So, what's up? I may have to take it. Good morning from Missouri. Never been to Missouri. It's God's country. I don't know if it is. It sounds like it would be God's country. I don't know. Yeah, WWE questions getting thrown at me. Listen, I cannot wait for this. Houston, Texas, what's up? Wait, is that, yeah? Yeah? I don't want to get to the competing college thing, but that's the Longhorns, right? I'm not really into college ball, I have to be honest with you. So, as everyone's pouring in and saying hello, means a lot. Thank you much. We do appreciate you hanging out with us as always. Hello from the UK. Oh, great to have you, man. I like the international viewers. I love the stateside folks. You guys are awesome. I love the international viewers as well. Jersey, represent. I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan. Does that count? Does that get a hey for you, boy? Love me some Kevin Smith. I always have. I saw Kevin Smith in Charlotte at the Comedy Zone. One of the best shows I've ever been at. And he opened the floor to Q&A because that's what he does. And I got my arm raised like a little kid. Oh. There's a joke in there to welcome back Cotter. And I'm not going to throw it out because I'm not going to show my age. So, Mr. Cotter. Anyway, I digress. My question was, if you had to cast the next Wolverine, who would you pick? Well, guess who he chose? The lady in front of me. I mean, whatever, man. He was looking at me, and she started answering. He goes, all right, you go ahead. And she starts talking. I'm like, great, thanks for nothing. But you know what? It's all good. I get to talk. It's all right. From Texas, what's up? Okay, people talking about Cena and stuff. And hi from Texas. Taker. Okay, I want to get into the show. I hope you guys are ready. And if not, we'll wing it. It's cool. It's all good. This is episode 101. We celebrated episode 100 last week, which was a blast. Thanks for tuning in for that. Missouri here in the center of the forest. Well, at least you got Wi-Fi, man. Could be a lot worse, yes. Thank God for Wi-Fi. Okay, I'm just saying. Episode 100 was last week. We had a blast. This is episode 101. Can't wait to get started. Let's do it. This time, the main event is WWE versus New Japan fantasy booking. You know why fantasy booking is fun? Because it has no consequences. You can do whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter. You don't have to worry about if it gets over in the crowd. You don't have to worry about if you sell any pay-per-view buys. It doesn't really make a difference because you can just say whatever you want. Now, having said that, I want this to maybe make some sort of sense. How's that? Okay? So, it doesn't have to. But I'm not going to I could just start throwing stuff at you. Sometimes that's my style, but I'll be honest with you. I think I just want to read you some of my stuff. Oh, look at all the hearts and thumbs up. Yay. Sweet. Very cool. Got smiley faces. Man, that's cool. Hey, listen, if you're online right now and you're watching the show, and if you're not, you would never hear me say that. But if you are, tell your friends, tell your buddies, tell your pals, tell your chums, tell your comrades, tell your boys, tell your posse. Tom Clark's Main Event's where it's at, man. Click Facebook Live. Do it. It's going to take an hour out of your day. It's all it's doing. I'm not going to ask for your credit card information or anything. That's a joke for Unbreakable, but I'm full of pop culture references. I'm not as full of it as Mauro Ranallo, and that's not meant to be cheeky. But I've got some pop culture references. But listen, let's do this. Let's do this. WWE versus New Japan. I've got a match that I'm going to throw out at you, and then we can just start, bantering back and forth if that sounds good to you. I don't want it to be just me doing all the talking here this time, okay? So, who's the biggest crossover, I can't say crossover star, who's the biggest, one of the biggest names right now in the business, of course, is Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho showed up at All In. Did you guys watch All In? I have mixed reviews on All In, mixed feelings. I could have done without Joey Ryan all day and twice on Sunday. That's me. But Chris Jericho showed up, spoiler alert if you haven't watched it, at the end of the Kenny Omega versus Pentagon L0 match. Pentagon L0, is that right? I think, yeah. I don't want to get the name wrong. Which he shows up at the end, and by the way, because I don't want to get the name wrong, we're going to click. I'm clicking on a column I recently wrote, full disclosure. Pentagon L0, there you go. Was Pentagon Jr. I don't want to butcher anyone's name. These guys work too hard for their names, man. And I want to be the last guy to butcher them or mispronounce them or whatever. I want to do justice to these guys and gals because they've earned it, to be honest with you. So, Chris Jericho, he's sort of globetrotting right now, going to all different kinds of promotions. He's not ruled out Impact Wrestling. Oh, bite your tongue, Tom. Who wants to see him there? Well, me neither. But you know what? He's not ruled it out. It is what it is. So, Chris Jericho traveling around doing his thing. So I led off with Chris Jericho. Jericho supposedly pitched an idea to Vince of the IWGP Intercontinental Champion Chris Jericho versus the WWE Intercontinental Champion Seth Rollins. Now, I don't know if New Japan was on board with this, but Chris says he pitched it. Vince said, absolutely not, pal. So he turned it down flat. But that, I already had an idea of WWE versus New Japan, probably like a lot of you have. And, Jesus, again with the NWO. Are you the one that always brings up the NWO? God help us all. I'm not even going to talk about it this week. So there. Actually, you probably just got me talking about it. So there, I opened Pandora's box, as it were. So anyway, I already had the idea of WWE versus New Japan, as a lot of you folks probably did as well. So my lead-off match, not lead-off match on the card, but one of the matches that you have to lead off with, I think, is Seth Rollins versus Chris Jericho. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I think it makes sense to be on the card. Now I've got some different variations of the card. I've got matches I'm gonna throw at you. This one I swear I never saw until after I started making my list, and it seems to me that somebody who's brain dead today. Be nice out there, folks. Don't throw shade. Hopefully that was directed not at yours truly. Be nice to the host, folks. I have nothing but good vibes for you. I'm just saying. So, all right. I'm glad. Thank you, Barry. Kenny Omega versus Seth be a great match. I cannot agree more. Absolutely right. Kenny Omega versus Seth Rollins, and I don't think I even have that on my list, but I'm very open to it. All right, no worries. You're cool. You and I are cool. No worries. I got you. But yeah, so Omega versus Rollins, interesting. Here's what I like about that. Okay, what I like about that is both guys are committed, fully committed to having the best match on the card. And that, to me, has always been the most important part of being a pro wrestler. It is the most important part by far. You can talk about the pyro, you can talk about the lights, you can talk about the promo before and after or during or whatever, and the big finish and all that stuff. But if your goal is not to make the other guy better, if it's not to have the best match on the card, you're kind of wasting your time. Well, we all know that Seth and Kenny are both committed to that. Thank you. Someone just threw it out. I was waiting on someone to do it. Is that Josh? Yes. Tama Tonga versus Roman Reigns. Okay, in case you guys haven't known, Tama Tonga's been throwing shade at Roman. And he's not joking, I don't think, right? Been throwing shade at Roman for a couple months online. New Japan has sort of, right, with Tama. I don't know, it's something about discipline because he used language at a fan. He was kicked off Twitter and, supposedly Roman told on him or something. It's like this whole big thing. I think it's blown over now. But, dude, listen. Yeah, it's pride, man. It's pride. You can look back on that all day long and say, oh, well, they're just, there's no chance. They would never cross-promote a show, whatever. It's pride. Pride has a lot to do with this, man. And you can say to me, well, listen, Tom, they're just playing a part. They're just doing this. But they're still men. They're still people. They're still very proud pro wrestlers. Yes, it's going to make an impact, 110%. So you would have to mention Roman versus Tama, obviously. That could be how you spur the card on. Golden Lovers versus Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. Sure, I'll buy that all day long. God, amazing match. Seth Rollins versus Kota Ibushi. How about that? Okada versus Bryan. Now, to me, in my opinion, I'm still of the opinion that Kazuchika Okada is the best in the world. He doesn't need the belt for me to consider him best in the world. I still believe that he is. Going to take a lot for me to consider anyone else to have that title. I know AJ is up there, and I love me some AJ. And yes, at any given time, AJ and Okada could trade 1 and 2. I totally get that, and I'm totally fine with that. But I love me some Okada. Never say never, Dave. I know what you're thinking. Come on. But we also said Eric Bischoff would never appear on Raw. We also said Bret Hart would never bury the hatchet with Shawn Michaels. We said Bruno Sammartino would never get in the Hall of Fame. We also said a lot of things. We also said Goldberg would never be back. And if he did, no one would care. He out-popped everybody during those months. I mean, come on. I can't say never. But I will say this: anytime that promotions have tried to work together in the past, someone correct me if I'm wrong. Feel free, but I'm wanting to say it was the AWA, the World Class. At one point held the big stadium show, and there was so much chaos going on backstage. Well, my guy should win. No, my guy's going over. That's the biggest issue with shows, with promotions cross-promoting a show, companies cross-promoting a show, I should say. That's the biggest issue, is because when the show is over, your guys have to go back to where you came from, just like the other company does, and you got to continue to do business. So if you go back with a great big loss, what do you do then? And trust me, a company like WWE is thinking long term. I know what you're saying. No, they're not, Tom. You're out of your mind. Don't hide behind the microphone, Tom. We can see you. Yeah, sometimes it feels as though WWE is not playing long term, but trust me, they are. And I'm telling you right now, they have to consider what's going to happen 6 months from now, not just today and tomorrow. Young Bucks versus Usos. That's been talked about for a while too, because they've kind of, I can't say they took shots at each other, but they've traded barbs back and forth online. But absolutely, that's another great match. I mean, to me, I'd pay to see that. I think that would be entertaining. I mean, the Golden Elite versus all three of New Day. How's about that? The Golden Elite versus all three. That's the Young Bucks and Kota versus, oh, shut up. That's good. Bullet Club versus the Club in old school war games. Wow. That's a good one. Geez, dude, that's good. I'm here to tell you. I'm down with that. Okay, all right, okay. It would be entertaining. It would be the most entertaining War Games match you've ever seen in terms of, I don't know how dark it would be. You know, usually War Games is reserved for, oh my God, this is the blood feud. This is, it's vicious and it's deplorable, and not really. Not with these guys, because you got the Bucks in there and they're all being haha and stuff. No disrespect, I'm just saying. So it would be a lighter side of the War Games. But you know what? I would take that. Yeah, man. Why not? Wake back up. Gee, relax, Dave. Wake back up to reality. We're having fun here, Dave. Don't be a wet blanket. Everyone tell Dave not to be a wet blanket. Please. And say it nice, because we want to be polite to everyone here. All right? We're not here to make enemies. We're here to make friends and have a good time. Shield versus Bullet Club. Preach. Preach on. I am all about that. Yes, all about that. That's some good stuff right there. See, that's what I'm talking about. And, you know, to anyone, including Dave, hi Dave, who's saying that it's impossible, don't forget that the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and Cody Rhodes contracts are up before the end of 2018. I'm just saying. And they claim that if they go anywhere, they're going somewhere together. Let's see. Cena versus Tanahashi. Yeah, thank you, man. For real. You have to pencil in Cena versus Tanahashi. If for no other reason, then Tanahashi has been called the John Cena of New Japan. Was that Jim Ross that started that? Probably. I'm okay with that. Hulk Hogan versus AJ Styles, never. No chance. I'm sorry. I'm not about it. Now, listen, if you want to rewind and say Hulk Hogan in his prime, okay, fine. But Hogan's winning. AJ's not winning that match at all. Never going to happen. And by the way, AJ's in WWE. We're talking WWE versus New Japan. But I appreciate the contribution. I really do. I'm not dissing it totally. I'm just saying. What were we talking about? I can't remember. I got distracted by that. So we're talking about, okay, so they claim they're going to go somewhere together. They're going to stick together. So we could very well see Cody, Young Bucks, Kenny Omega. I think we talked about last week that it's probably a bad idea for them to go, because it would hurt the indie wrestling landscape. And I think maybe damage it beyond repair, at least in the short term, which would not be fun for anyone out there. Shield versus Bullet Club, we covered that, I think. Yeah, actually, we just did. But someone remind me where... Oh, Cena. Thank you for mentioning Cena. That's where I was. I got distracted. I think JR was the one that was talking about, Hiroshi Tanahashi is the John Cena of New Japan. Tanahashi deserves a lot more credit than that. WWE was not in bad shape when John Cena came along. They weren't losing money. They weren't bleeding money like New Japan was. Reportedly, New Japan was in trouble. They were failing. The business was on the decline. Tanahashi comes up, lights a fire. What happens? Turns that company around. So you would have to say that Tanahashi means more to the... Here's one for you. Debate. Tanahashi means more to New Japan than Cena means to WWE. I'm talking about long-term financial stability. And that's no disrespect to John or WWE at all, I think. But in terms of what each guy means to their individual company, I would have to say Tanahashi probably means more to New Japan. But yeah, absolutely, Tanahashi versus John Cena. I got John somewhere else. That's going to be fun. I'll tell you about that. The Bar versus Bullet Club makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. I love Sheamus and Cesaro. And guess what? I don't have them booked. So, right? I don't have any idea I don't have them booked, but I don't have them booked. That's good. Yeah, no, he couldn't. I always said that Hogan didn't wrestle a match. Hogan didn't work a match. Hogan worked his way through a match. And to me, there's a difference. At the same time, you can't discredit anything that Hogan contributed to WWE at all. Obviously, never saw him in New Japan. Yeah. But we're not talking about that. People say, well, John can wrestle too, Tom. But he doesn't. John steps it up against the bigger names. On the nights when John's working a regular guy, John gives you the John Cena match. But against the big name talents, John steps his game up. That's what he does. And he always has. Could Hogan work? I can't use the word Hogan and wrestling in the same sentence. It's tough for me. No disrespect. I got to throw you my second match. And way back when we started talking about this stuff, man, I legit saw this after I made my list. Hand to God. Are you ready? Everyone breathe. Take a moment. In. Out. Are you ready? Brock Lesnar versus Minoru Suzuki. Yowza. So I have mixed feelings on Suzuki. He means something to New Japan as well. However, thank you. However, I will say this. Suzuki doesn't sell as often as he should. Now I know what you're thinking. Tom, Suzuki can't sell all the time. If he does, that kills his mystique. And I'm not going to argue that. I can't argue that. At the same time, when the guy takes a finish and smiles or pops back up, when he takes all those chops and just laughs it off, I got kind of a problem with that. He wouldn't be able to do that against Brock. You're going to sell for Brock. You hear me? And Brock wouldn't be able to manhandle Suzuki because Suzuki's not going to get manhandled by anybody. See? I think that would be the closest to a shoot fight on the entire card would be Brock Lesnar versus Minoru Suzuki. I'm red hot on this one. I love this. Someone said Brock is trash. Easy. Wow. You don't have to name call, do you? Jeez. Relax. Brock got paid. Don't be mad because the guy got paid, man. I can't be mad at Brock Lesnar at all. Brock's a smart businessman. For whatever else he might be, Brock is a smart businessman. He made all that money and worked how many dates a year? Like, wasn't even 10, was it? Wasn't even 5, maybe. Come on. Smart business. Pro wrestling's about getting paid. I hate to break it to you. I mean, everyone knows that, right? Pro wrestling's about getting paid. And look, I'm an old school fan. I date back to the territory days of the NWA. I grew up watching Rick versus Dusty. I know about honor and pride and the glory of the championship and what it means to get in there and fight your heart out and prove it to the people and prove it to yourself. Prove your mettle as a man. It's about getting paid, folks. It always has been. I'm sorry. The best will tell you, I got to get paid. That's it. You got to take care of number one. I'm not saying it's such a greedy business that everything you hear about the pro wrestling side of it is not true. It is true. At the same time, Brock got paid. Smart businessman. I got nothing negative to say about Brock. I don't like the fact that he wasn't there all the time. That wasn't Brock. That was WWE. So redirect your anger. I'm just saying. That's just my opinion. You don't have to take that if you don't want to. Fine with me, man. Let's see. Who does Bushi face? Face Rollins. I got Ibushi down. Glad you mentioned it. It's a big list. Will you like this? I hope you like this. I don't know if you will. Kota Ibushi versus Dolph Ziggler. Match of the night. Match of the night. Because both guys, 150% would leave everything they have in the ring and a whole lot more. Miz versus Yano. I'm all about that. I'm not done with Ziggler. I'm not done with Ziggler and Ibushi. I would love to see that match. That's a must-see match. Miz versus Yano. I'm fine with that. Let me tell you who I have the Miz against. Tetsuya Naito. Here's why. I think you have to play to the guy's strengths. I think you have to play to the character's strengths. I think that you have to take the guy that is the Miz, who thinks he's above the comedy, the Miz who thinks he is he's this serious wrestler and he's the best in the company, and then you throw Naito in front of him, who is so completely disrespectful, who is so completely, he doesn't care about you, he doesn't care about who you think you are, he doesn't care about your place in the company. All he cares about is chaos. That's all he wants. And Naito would get in the Miz's head like no one ever has before. The Miz would be off his game within 20 seconds of the opening bell ring, and that's the truth. That's the truth. I tried to put some thought into this booking, man. And honestly, I didn't really go for body type versus body type. I did a few times. But a lot of it was complete opposite in character. You know, this guy's this way, this guy's this way. Opposites attract. Opposites a lot of times have the best matches on the card. Miz is a good worker. Thank you, Dave. For real, he is. But yeah, I'm all about that. People keep throwing Kenny's name out. We could throw Kenny's Triple H versus Kenny. You could always talk about the legends. You could always say, are we talking about Triple H now or in the past or whatever? And I don't guess it really matters either way. I would be fine with that as well. But I keep going back to, you know, Naito versus The Miz. I think it'd be great. How's about this? This may not get a lot of love, but I just want to throw it out there and we can discuss it. What do you think? How about Roman Reigns versus Hiroshi Tanahashi? And here's why I say that. Another guy that steps his game up when he's in the ring with the best is Roman Reigns. You can hate on him all you want to. You can say this, that, and the other thing, and Roman sucks and all this. Boo. Okay, fine, whatever. But you can't tell me that Reigns versus Tanahashi wouldn't be a great match. And you can't tell me Tanahashi wouldn't get Roman's best. That he would pull the best out of Roman Reigns that maybe you or I have ever seen. I mean, the best have the best matches. The best can take something. They can take a guy that is not up to snuff maybe and get the best out of him. They can take the guy that is on his game and pull more out of him than you've ever seen before. So I think Roman versus Tanahashi. Yeah, it would be Roman versus the Young Bucks. Okay. So, sure. 2-on-1 handicap match. Kill him. Okay. Super kick party. Just saying. But I think Reigns versus Tanahashi. How do we feel about Reigns versus Tanahashi? We're down with that? Roman versus Hiroshi? What do you think about that? Everyone's still talking about Miz. Miz is a polarizing figure, folks. Who knew? Luke Harper. I don't know, man. Luke, I don't know. Love the name, by the way, Tom. But Luke Harper, I don't know. Can I be honest with you? I don't have Harper going down. Honestly, I kind of ran out of time. But plus, it's a lot of matches to book. I like Luke Harper. Got tremendous upside. I think they dropped the ball with him. I think he's capable of a lot more. I think turning him babyface against a heel Randy Orton's tough. Because Randy Orton gets over all the time. It's hard. You know what I mean? Drew versus Jericho. We talking about Drew McIntyre? Okay, all right, cool. Jericho is, I would count him on New Japan. So sure, I can buy that. That'd be good. I don't know if it's the high-profile main event that I'm thinking of. I guess, and by the way, I'm not going to dismiss your pick there. It's cool. Kenny versus Rick back in the day. Rick could teach Kenny a few things back in the day. Kenny does a lot of unnecessary things, in my opinion, that he doesn't need to do. And here's why I say that. This is off the beaten path, but stick with me. Kairi Sane, the current NXT Women's Champion, has the best elbow off the top rope since Randy Savage. Come at me. I don't even care. It's a thing of beauty. She kicks out her legs in a seated position in midair and lands that elbow. Shut up. Best elbow in the business right now. For real. I worry about her. Because 5 years from now, how's she going to be feeling? Because her back is taking the impact from that landing. If I'm seeing it correctly, it looks like it is. So, over an extended period of time, it impacts your body. I worry about Kenny. I worry about a lot of guys in New Japan because the strong style thing is so physically taxing. But I think Kenny does a lot of things in the ring he doesn't necessarily need to do that he can get over just the way he is without having to do a lot of that stuff. Kenny Omega's overrated. Well, okay, a lot of people say he is. Okay. I can't sit here and say I think he's the best in the world. I don't think he is, but that's just me. It's all subjective. Your opinion on whether or not Kenny's overrated, my opinion on whether or not he's maybe not the best in the world, all subjective, man. It's everyone's opinion. Doesn't mean everyone is wrong or everyone's right either. My name is Craig King. I love WWE The Show. Send me comments on this. Thank you. What's up, Craig? Welcome. You can love WWE. Perfectly fine, man. People hate WWE. They hate it. They watch it, but they hate it. It's okay to love it. Too much hate in the world, man. Peace and love, baby. I'm just saying. The Shield, Kenny bringing the hype. Now we're talking about Kenny. Let me throw something else at you while you're thinking about that. How about Okada versus Seth Rollins? Kazuchika Okada versus Seth Rollins. I think that would be a great match as well. I don't think you can go wrong with that. Chew on that for a moment. You're throwing out Kenny's name. How about AJ versus Kenny? I'm just saying, you know, the guy that was, you know, thrown out of Bullet Club versus the guy that took his spot. I think that's a storyline that writes itself, don't you? Shane O'Mac versus Kenny. Shane could do it. Probably not a good idea, but he could do it. I don't know. I don't have any of the McMahons listed on my booking sheet, by the way. I don't know if that's good booking or bad booking. I know WWE wouldn't sell for that. Shane had to be on the card somewhere. They'd probably put Shane against Suzuki and have Shane go over. I'm just saying. I don't know. No hate to Shane at all. It's cool. Ospreay versus Seth. I do have Ospreay down. It might not be what you think. I want you to hear me out. I want you to hear me out. Can you do that for me? Again, opposites attract. And maybe one of the best matches on the card. Will Ospreay versus the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne. Think about that for a tick. Dunne can work anybody. He can work any body type. He can work any style. He can work any size. Ospreay, you know, tries the flying around the ring, the acrobat stuff. Dunne nails him with one forearm, grounds him. I mean, I think that would be a top match. I think that would be a top-notch match. I think that would be, I hate to say 5-star. I'm not referencing Meltzer. I'm just, from me, in my opinion, yeah, 5-star, 100%. I think that'd be great. Let's see. Hey, someone just said you were going on my Facebook. Send me requests, folks. I'll accept. And if you can't find me, just because there's only like a billion Tom Clarks, I'll find you. Let me know you want me to follow you. I'll follow you, and you follow me back. It's all good. Finn Balor versus Cody Rhodes. I'm not hating that. Bring that to me all day long. I got Cody on here. You want to hear it? Tell me you want to hear it, and I'll tell you. I'm not going to tell you that because there's hesitation in the question and answer session. It's okay. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. Think about this. There's another storyline that writes itself, man. You've got Cody, who left the company, thank you, Jamie. You got Cody, who was basically told, well, this is what we got. I'm sorry. And Cody basically was saying, yeah, no, I don't want that. I want more. Versus the everlasting face of WWE, John Cena. I think that's another match that writes itself, for sure. The Cody Rhodes now versus the Cody Rhodes that was there before versus John Cena. I'm not really necessarily talking about Cody Rhodes, the NWA World Champion. I'm not even bringing titles into this. That's a whole other conversation. No one will be winning titles here. Unless it was a temporary thing. It's just me. Cena won't put him over. I disagree, Dave. I think Cena's done his fair share of putting guys over in the past 2 years. For real. I think he'd put Cody over in a heartbeat. I don't know that Vince would allow him to put Cody over. But again, this is all fantasy booking. None of it is real. You can have fun with it. Completely live. Or completely fine. In fact, send me a message on Wrestling Rumors on the Messenger, if you will. If you want me to follow you, please. Because I'm going to forget your names, folks. No disrespect, but I got a lot of people talking to me right now. Send me a message. Tell me, hey, Tom, find me. I'll click on your name. Bam, we're good. Sound good? Sweet. Definitely. Cody and Cena. Oh, yeah. Cody and Cena all day long. Cody versus Triple H. Be mean. What is it? What did you say? Would be mean as to watch? Is that what? I'm sorry if I didn't read that correctly. My apologies. Cody versus Triple H. Cody versus Randy Orton. That's not the same Cody Rhodes that worked with Randy in the past. I don't know if, no disrespect to Randy, if Randy were world champion or WWE champion, sure, but he's not. So I don't know if, in terms of, and plus, I got to be honest with you, I'm not just thinking about who would have the best match. I'm thinking about stature, who matches up well. But that's my way of thinking about it. Doesn't mean I'm right or wrong. It just means that's just my way of thinking about it. But we can hopefully, did I freeze just now? Sorry, I was clicking to try to get something off there. My apologies. Cody versus Seth, sure. And you know what's fun about pairing Cody up with guys? Cody can work. Seth can work. You want to take the guys that can work and pairing them up. It's easy to do. Is Earthquake the best big man of all time? Where'd that come from, Jim? I don't know. I don't think so. All due respect to Earthquake, I don't think he was. That's just me. Agile for a big guy, could get up off the mat, could work for a big man, sure. Not the best of all time. No chance. Just me talking. All right, who else have we got? Young Bucks versus Usos. Have we talked about Young Bucks versus Usos? I may have Young Bucks versus Usos. I have the Usos down, but I have the Usos against Roppongi 3K, Yo and Show, which I think would be a fun match as well. Cody versus Daniel, sure, 100%. Who do I think the best in the world is right now? Okada, no question. Just me. This is me. AJ, 100%. Yeah, could one or two either way. Twice on Sunday, right? But yeah. Vader was the best big man. Hey, I could buy that. I don't know if I agree with it, but I could buy that. Sure. Bam Bam number 2. You can make that argument, 100%. Okada versus Marty was a thing of beauty. They went way over. Can I be honest with you? And you can take this, take or leave it, fine with me. But there was a point in that match where I was going, God, it feels like that should have been it. I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, it was like, I can't believe it's not over yet. And then come to find out they went over on time. Hey, listen, I'm not Nostradamus or anything. I'm not clairvoyant. I don't know what's really going on behind the scenes in terms of what they're thinking on that particular night or what's actually going on, because I'm not there. But I was thinking, man, this match felt like it should have been a long time ago. Having said that, that was a fun match. Sami Zayn, I don't have Sami booked either, versus Ibushi. That's interesting. Yeah, way too long. Yeah, I think so too. Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker one more time. Yeah, well, we're not really talking about that. I say no. I love me some Shawn, I love me some Taker, but I think that ship has sailed. I think they should just leave that where it's at. Can I throw another one at you? This is different. This is two different styles, and we haven't talked about them yet. Everyone just get ready and tell me what you think, because I'm going to hit you with it square in the mouth. Are you ready? How's about the monster among men, Braun Strowman, versus Zack Sabre Jr.? Tell me that wouldn't be fun to watch. Because of all the guys on New Japan's roster, besides Suzuki and Tanahashi and Okada, talk to me about somebody that would look at Braun Strowman and go, for real. I mean, for real. Who would believe that? Someone just said, I think Earthquake was really, really good for a side. I can't argue with that. But how's about that? What do you think about Zack Sabre Jr. versus Braun Strowman? That'd be a fun match. Because it's two different styles, man. It's two different things. Versus Dean Malenko. I can't say it'd be the most exciting match you could watch from an entertainment standpoint, but it would be fun in terms of the wrestling, sure. Zack Sabre versus Dean Malenko. Wow. I like that all day, too. I don't have Skrull booked. But Velveteen Dream versus Marty Skrull is a thing of beauty. Oh, I love that. All day and twice on Sunday. I do have the Dream booked. But I got the Dream versus Hiroki Goto. And here's why. Again, I'm all about difference in styles. Styles meshing together, right? And Goto is straight-faced. He's straight-laced. He's no-nonsense. And Velveteen Dream is complete opposite. I think it would either be a great pairing or it would fall flat. Do you know what I'm saying? But I think Velveteen Dream would be like, I see you looking at me. I see that intensity. You think you're better than I am. Is that what you're thinking? And then there you go. And then there's your match. Dream doesn't need a lot of setup. Can we just be honest? He doesn't need a lot of stuff beforehand to get going. I mean, Dream sort of just tell him who he's working and he can go from there. And I don't know who... I don't know who's doing that, if that's Dream or if he's being fed the lines. I would hope he's doing some of his own work by now, I would hope. Strowman versus Battle at Fale. That is the. I don't mean the word typical in a bad way, but that's the typical booking I would see, is Battle at Fale versus. And I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying I could see that. I do have Battle at Fale booked, but I have Fale versus Bobby Lashley. Here's why. I'm not really sold on Battle at Fale. I like his intensity. I think he's gotten much better than he was before. I'm not sold on him as being a great wrestler yet. Lashley's a great wrestler, despite what anyone wants to say about his promos, which are horrible, or the way he's been booked, which is atrocious. Lashley's very good in the ring, and I think he, again, to me, it's about bringing out the best in a guy, and I think Fale versus Lashley will be a top match. I'm in Scotland. I couldn't see all in it. It sounds like it was really good. Agreed. Yes, Jim. Good match. Hello to Scotland. Yes. We can cover. We should. Well, you know what? If you want, at the end of this, we'll cover all in. You guys want to do that? Sound good? Yay! Lashley's a much better promo than WWE is showing you. Okay, cool. I can live with that. 100%. But it's time to show me, for real. You know. All In is. I had issues with All In, but mostly the Joe Ryan stuff. I didn't care for it. I think it's a joke. I think it's embarrassing to pro wrestling fans. Ricochet versus Andrade Cien Almas. I'm good with that too. Almas is very good in the ring, 100%. Very good. Lashley's good until he opens his mouth. Well, Paul, a lot of folks tend to agree with you on that one. I don't have Bobby Roode booked, Michael. I don't know why. I have no reason why I don't. I just didn't get around to him. Who would you put Roode against? Since you threw it out there, Michael. I'm going to let Michael answer that. Who would you book Bobby Roode against from New Japan? Can't blame him. It's the writing and the booking. Sure. Okay. I'll go with that. But I'll say this to you also in regards to Lashley. The best will get their 2 cents in there. The best will make you believe even the worst stuff. Dustin Rhodes made you believe in Goldust. He did. Just when you wanted to laugh him out of the building, you couldn't stop watching him because Dustin embraced it and he made it work. So even if they're feeding you a line of garbage, if they're feeding you a plate of garbage to eat, you better learn how to like the taste of it and make it nutritious. Do you see what I'm saying? That's just my talk. It's just me thinking. While Michael's still thinking about who to book Bobby Roode against, let me throw you against our next guy, or our next match here, I should say. I got Finn Balor versus Jay White. I think Jay would be cocky enough to look at Finn and say, you know, you were here before, and if you were here before and you think you're somebody, if I was Switchblade when you were here before, I would have took you out then like I'm going to take you out now. Because Jay is all charisma and all ego and all bitterness and vindictiveness, right? I don't have Rusev. Sorry, man. I don't have Rusev booked either. I'm telling you, it's a big card. I got like 20 matches here. I don't have Rusev again. Rusev against Makabe would be interesting. That would be like body types going head to head, right? Sort of similar, like the Bruisers kind of thing, you know what I mean, versus each other. I could get behind that. Plus, I love Makabe. I love him. The Unchained Gorilla. He's the Fred Sanford of New Japan. He looks like Red Fox to me. I'm just saying. He's just got that. He's got the hair. He's got the face. He looks like Red Fox. Yeah, I can't disagree with Goldust versus Razor. Good stuff as well. Bobby Roode versus Kenny. Man, but come on, Ryan. Come on. Here's my issue with that, is that Kenny, you could put Kenny with anybody and say, oh, it's a great match. I'm not dissing your choice, but you could say, dude, you could say anybody versus Kenny. Be a great match. And probably would, at the very least, be really entertaining and really good. But, of course, Bobby Roode. Yeah. But we haven't got a word from Michael. Is Michael still watching? Come on, Michael. Don't let us down. We're all waiting on you. Who does Bobby Roode face at this gigantic mecha card that will never happen because it's not real? We're counting on you to bring the show home, Michael. Bring it home for us. Let's see who else we have. And again, I went with this one because of the mix of styles. Dean Ambrose versus Tomohiro Ishii. Because if anyone's crazy enough to want to face Ishii, it would be Dean Ambrose. And by the way, I don't know if Dean Ambrose right now is wacky Dean Ambrose like he was before. Is he? I don't know if he is anymore. They're playing out like he's sort of doing his old gimmick from CZW. Ricochet versus... There again, more Kenny matches. Fine. But don't know how to watch NJPW. Michael, so here's what you do. Sign up for the streaming service. It's $10 a month. You know how WWE tells you it's $10 a month? It's like $10 and some change. It really is $9.99 with New Japan. I've got the service. It's worth it. They have an app, but I think it only works on Android. Am I wrong? But once you do the streaming service, if you've got if you've got the Roku stick, you can put it on your Roku stick and watch it as a clickable, service. You can watch it in your browser, on your phone, on your iPad, on your laptop, whatever. It does come on TV, Jamie, correct. But you're getting voiced over. If that's okay with you, that's fine. But you're getting matches after the fact. You don't get them as they happen. You don't get to see anything live and Access TV has done some live stuff in conjunction with New Japan. So Dean Ambrose, just wait till he turns. Everyone's saying he's going to turn heel. I did too, but supposedly they ditched that. They ditched it when he got hurt because that was a plan. They ditched it. I don't know if they're going to go back to it or not. It's interesting to find out. I can't say let's see, Roman's not turned on either one of them, but Seth turned, Dean could turn, because Roman's not going to turn anybody. I'm just saying. But yeah, do yourself a favor. And listen, there's no commitment. You can quit after a month if you want to. You're not signing up for life. But I'm telling you, once you get New Japan, you won't want to give it up. If for no other reason than because it's different. It will expose you to a whole other side of the business that maybe you didn't know existed, or maybe you're not that familiar with, or what have you. Trust me, it's fun to watch. Believe that. Believe that. Let's see. With the exception of Brock, Cena, and Triple H, do you think it's true? Do I think what's true? Did I miss something? I think I missed something. I was going off on a tangent. I may have missed the question. My apologies. Let's see. Who else we got here? YouTube. YouTube's fine. Sure, you can watch on YouTube. The only problem I have on YouTube is that a lot of the stuff is like they've taken out the audio and they replaced it with crappy, indie rock or new wave metal or something. I'm just saying. I like music as much as the next guy, but I want to hear the match. I want to hear the ring. I want to hear the ropes. I want to hear the grunts and groans. I want to hear the drama of it all. That's like going to see an action movie and you can't hear the dialogue because they're playing the sound over top of the dialogue. And to me, I want to hear what's going on. Yeah, you know what I mean? So, there you go. So, let me throw another one at you because Ambrose versus Ishii didn't get any response. What's wrong with you guys? Come on. How's about this? New Day versus the Guerrillas of Destiny? Because we talked about Tama Tonga versus Roman Reigns, which would make 100% sense, but Tama Tonga Tagaloa versus the New Day. 2 members of New Day. That's an interesting one. Here's what I had. This tells you how the list is before Matt Hardy stepped out of the ring. Okay, I had Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt versus Evil and Sonata. Bray Wyatt versus Evil would be interesting. Evil's the kind of character that Bray Wyatt would go after and say, "Hey man, you call yourself Evil. That's funny." Right? That's the kind of cat that Bray Wyatt would gravitate toward. And it'll become a matter of who's more evil, Bray or Evil. You know what I mean? Take him literally at his name. I think Bray could cut some amazing promos on Evil. I'm just saying. Stop with the Kenny versus people. You guys are killing me on that stuff, man. Jeez. How do you feel about Daniel's new contract? Some say waste of money. No, listen, Daniel Bryan's on your roster. It's not a waste of money. No chance. He's better than Brock Lesnar. Subjective. That's your opinion. I don't know if he is or not. I don't know. I think that's apples and oranges in terms of physical body types and stuff they can do in the ring. Just me talking. Brett versus Angle would have been... Okay, sure. And I'm not going to argue that, but I'm still... Yeah, there you go. Brace versus Evil. There you go. Thank you. So we're talking about New Japan versus WWE, folks. I'm cool with your ideas. Perfectly fine. Throw me some stuff here I can work with, and I'll try to throw you some stuff back you can comment on and see what you think here. Who else have I got? All right, so Hiromu Takahashi. I don't have an update on Takahashi. Jeff, who? That's nice. Or Kenny, who? Excuse me. Sorry, Jeff. Hiromu Takahashi. I don't have an update on him physically. I don't know how he is. All the best to Hiromu. Hopefully he's okay. Takahashi versus Cedric Alexander, because I was thinking about Cruiserweight versus, the junior heavyweight. That's where I was coming from on that. I think that'd be a good match. Who else? Angle versus Cody. Sure. Kurt Angle now? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Suzuki versus Samoa Joe. 100%. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I could see that, 100%. I do have Joe booked. But who do I have Joe against? Have I already told you I've got Joe against? I got Joe versus Togi Makabe. Yep. Who hasn't faced Nakamura in NJPW? Great question. I've got Nakamura booked. I got Nakamura against Juice Robinson. You like that? I really like that. I think that would be fun. I think Juice would have fun with that gimmick. And I think Nakamura would have fun teasing Juice as well. I think they would do that thing where they both mimic each other in the ring and stuff. You know what I mean? I think that would be fun to watch. I'm all about that. I think that would be a good match. It would probably be one of the most entertaining matches on the entire card, I would have to say. By the way, this card is like a 3-day event. It's a total of like 46 hours. So, unless they go over. They're probably going to go over. I'm just saying. Yeah, Joe. Yeah, for sure. Joe's got to be on that show. Joe versus Cody. Yeah, but Cody's getting in the same vein as Kenny, because Kenny is, you can put Kenny with anybody. But right now, by the way, I'm watching New Japan on my TV, and right now Will Ospreay's in the ring with Kota Ibushi. Do I have Will Ospreay down? I have Will Ospreay against Pete Dunne. We covered that. Flip Gordon versus R-Truth. Flip Gordon's not technically New Japan. He's Ring of Honor. But I love Truth. There's got to be something wrong with you if you don't love R-Truth. I mean, for real. Former NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Let's don't forget that. Just saying. They want to talk about how much the title means. Let's don't forget that R-Truth is a former NWA World Heavyweight Champion. R-Truth. I love R-Truth. I wish he'd get back on TV. He deserves to be on TV. He's earned it. You know how old R-Truth's like 60. And he looks like he's still 20. He's amazing shape. Can still go in the ring. Is still athletic. Still acrobatic. Still can get up off his feet. Get up off the mat. It's crazy. He's so good. Let's see. What was the no answer? Someone named Steve's not happy with me right now. What was your question, Steve? Sorry I missed it. So I guess no answer. Thanks. I'm trying to do the best I can here, folks. There's a lot. And honestly, Facebook Live is fun. But your questions disappear. The 5th question at the top can't read anymore. It's gone. Doesn't mean it's the wrong subject, man. No worries. I missed your question. My apologies. Just throw it back to me. Oh, women's pay-per-view. We can get off on that for a second if you want to. Evolution deserves a chance to happen. It deserves a chance to sell out. It deserves the opportunity. And all those women on that card deserve the opportunity to get out there and do their thing. And any of you guys who don't want to watch it, please watch it. Because, listen, you can't sit back and talk about women deserve this, Tom. They deserve blah, 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 blah. And then not watch the biggest night of their careers. Not interested in women's pay-per-view. Is that weird? You're saying you're not interested? I don't know if that's weird or not, man. It's up to you. But did I freeze? I might have froze. People try to call me. That's another danger of doing the show. And by the way, I'm going to have to go back and probably edit that sound out on the show. You'll never know what happened. Hey, man, it's whatever, right? So, hey, what did they say? What did Vince say? There's no such thing as a mistake when you're live, right? Let's see. Triple H versus Undertaker. I'm going to watch it. I'm not crazy about it. I think they'll do the best they can to tear the house down. The Shield versus King and the Young Bucks. I'm good with that too. I think that'd be a good match. Let me throw it because usually we only go like an hour, maybe an hour some change. We're starting to wind down here, so I want to throw some more stuff at you and get your take on it. The New Day, because we've barely talked about Los Ingobernables, hardly at all. Los Ingobernables versus the New Day, and I did that because it's a trio. It can be a trio. So who would you put in there? You probably put Sonata, Bushi, and Tetsuya, or you could Evil, Sonata, and Bushi versus New Day. That'd be fun. I think that would be good. Do I think Shawn Michaels will return to the ring? No, and he shouldn't. Please, Shawn, stay home. Yeah, stay home, Shawn. Just don't get in the ring, Shawn. That's all I'm saying. I think Evolution will sell out as well. Yes, it's taking longer than they thought, is what I last heard. The venue that they've booked in it's New York, right? And if I'm not mistaken, the seating is around, it's almost 11,000. It's 10,009 something, I think. And they're selling tickets, but it's not selling out as fast as they thought they would. They do anticipate selling out. They should. And those women deserve a chance to be seen. 100%. I love it. So make it happen. Do I think Braun Strowman turning heel was best for business? No, but I think it was best for Roman Reigns and WWE at this point. I don't think it was best for any of us because I don't think any of us wanted to see it. But as we said last week, what else could they do with him? He was kind of at the end of his rope. If you're not going to put the title on him, if you're not going to do that, then you got to do something with him. And turning him heel against the top guy at least keeps him in the main event mix. And I think that's fine. So what other New Japan stuff you got for me, Fox? Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Pop collection. Yeah. I fill the shelves up. I got shelves. All those shelves are from like the underneath of like an old bed frame. And so as I fill up a shelf, I buy brackets and I nail up another shelf and just line up a new one. So I love the collection. It's fun. Yeah, I'm all about them. I just open the box and just sit them there. And they just sit there. And you know what's fun? I come up here and play bass because I play bass, right? And I'll come up here and play some bass, shut the door. And one day I'm playing bass and I realized the pops are the audience. And then it got to be all weird. And I felt like, you folks, you're always on your feet. It's always a standing ovation when I play. That's what I'm talking about. Standing room only. I know it's silly. I can't help it. But no one's up here watching, so I have an audience. It's cool. It's all good. All right. Listen. Let me throw some more stuff at you. Tell me what you think. I got John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. We talked about that. Hideo Itami versus Yujiro Takahashi, which is just one I just kind of put in there. Let's jam. What do you play, man? Jamie plays. What do you play? I have to warn you, I've only been playing for a year. So I'm 100 times better than I was 12, 13 months ago. But at the same time, I'm still, you know what I mean? I'm kind of learning. I'm self-taught at this. I got a buddy that plays, and he's so good. Guitar, bass, everything practically, and he's so good. We've only jammed together like 2 or 3 times, and he helped me in the very beginning. But since then, I've been kind of self-taught. Guitar, sweet. I can't. You live in Asheville. I'm in Conover. That's so cool. Listen, I can't. I've never played with anybody except my buddy because I don't think I'm ready to play behind anyone. I got another friend who's awesome as well, and he's like, dude, we should jam together. Then he moves out of town. He's gone. He lives in Boone, right, up the mountains. So, gee, come on, you know. WWE versus UFC. No, I'm not doing that. It's funny. We got some more Carolina boys happening. Sweet. What else am I going to throw to you? Ziggler versus Kota Ibushi. Talked about that. No one mentioned Hangman Page. How about Hangman Page versus Drew McIntyre? I think that's an even match. For real. Body types, height, styles are sort of similar. You know, very intense with some strength, but yet some agility at the same time. Bullet Club Invasion. That could be how this whole thing starts. I don't know. Let's see. Michael, thanks for hanging, bro. Have a good one. Joe versus Paige. I can buy that. Sure. Yeah, I can buy that. I still like Drew versus Paige. Just me talking. See, who else do I have here? I got Ciampa on the card, if for no other reason because I love Ciampa. But Tommaso Ciampa versus Michael Elgin, which is a bit of a different match. But I think it would be good. What else do I have here? The Authors of Pain versus the Gorillas of Destiny. Only because I like tag teams with the word "of" in the middle. I'm just kidding. It's not a big deal. But I'm trying to get tag teams on here as well. Joe and Brock versus Paige and Suzuki. I don't think Paige would tag with Suzuki, and I don't think Brock cares to tag with Joe. But interesting. Mesh of styles there, for sure. Grado versus Ricochet. Okay. I like Grado. Grado catches crap, but I like him. He's a fun little dude. Plus, he's like one of the bookers. Can't take that away from him, right? So, yeah. Do I think NXT versus WWE will ever happen? I don't think it should happen. I think it's a bad idea. I think it sends the wrong message, in my opinion. AOP versus The Bar. Yeah, tough. But AOP versus The Bar is WWE. I'm thinking WWE versus New Japan. See, The Bar versus Tama Tonga and Tongaloa. I mean, yeah, sure. Ziggler to New Japan. I don't know. Cheeseburger versus Rey Mysterio. I don't know what to make of Cheeseburger. He weighs like 110 pounds, soaking wet with a brick in his pocket. I don't know how I feel about that guy. I like him. He's fun. But, for anybody to sell for Cheeseburger is a tall order for me because the dude's arms, Dude, I got fingers bigger around than his arms are. I'm just saying. You know. So what else do we have? We're winding down on my list. I don't know if you guys had any more or not. I got Toru Yano. I got Yano against the Big Show. What do you guys think of that? And here's why I'm asking. Because we all know Yano is fun. We all know Yano's a blast to watch. And I love Yano against the big guys. And I'm wanting to say it was against Fale or Tongaloa. It's been a year or two back or whatever it's been where there's a match and he's in the ropes. He does that thing in the ropes, and someone says, "What are you doing? Come on!" He's like, "No." He says, "I'm scared of you. I'm scared of you." Dude, so freaking funny. That guy, oh, it's worth his weight. Comedy gold right there. It's so good. I think Big Show just kind of standing there going, "Come on, are we going to wrestle or what?" And Yano's doing that thing where he's getting the turnbuckle, and Show's like, "What's he doing? What are you doing?" Oh, and Yano realizing that you can't just, the turnbuckle's a little tougher to do here, and he's having a hard time with it. He's like, "What do I do?" I think that would be fun. That would be a nice little comedy bit on the show. I'm all for comedy when it makes sense. Let's see. Cena's never going heel. I don't know why he should have to. Taker versus Evil. That's interesting. Yeah. Gimmicks. Similar, right? Who else do I have? Daniel Bryan versus Zack Sabre Jr. I think would be an amazing match. Move for move, hold for hold, yes. Let's see. I got Anderson Gallows versus the Killer Elite Squad. No one's talked about Kevin Owens. I got Kevin Owens versus Kushida, which I know sounds different, which I'm all about different, right? But Kushida, to me, would be that gimmick where it's like, he thinks he's in a movie, and then Owens could get all bent out of shape. This isn't Back to the Future, pal. That kind of thing. But that's what I've got. I love talking about this stuff, man. Well, we did leave Owens off, but I got him in at the end. You could go back and now, if you want to say Owens versus Kenny, go ahead. Someone's going to do it. You might as well say Owens versus Kenny or Owens versus Cody. Go say it. We have Okada. I have Okada on here versus Seth Rollins because I was thinking the best versus the best, right? You want the best, you got the best. Hottest band in the world, Kiss. AOP versus. See, I knew Cody and Kenny. There you go. See, someone had to do it. Kenny and Cody, man. Jeez. Okay, so that's what I got for you. I love talking about New Japan. I love talking about WWE. I love talking about New Japan versus WWE. And listen, to anybody that says it's not possible, never say anything is impossible in the business of professional wrestling, especially when money is involved. And folks, money is always involved. I'm just saying. So, is there anything we're going to go an hour and some change as we usually do here on the show. So, is there anything out there that you guys want to cover? Anything that you want to talk about? Anything that you want to get off your chest or anything? We've lost some viewers here. I tend to lose viewers after a little while. I think people get started with their day or something. I think some folks sleep in. Right, never say never in wrestling. 100% right. Are there any women here? Are there any females watching? Or is this like just a great big dude party? I'm just asking. Because we need some women here. Guys, if any of you have girlfriends or wives, let them get on the show. I'm just saying, we're trying to be all-inclusive here. I'm not trying to be, keep the dudes out, but come on. You need chicks. I'm telling you. Dude, I'm telling you, it's jobs. First we get jobs. Then we get the khakis. Then we get the chicks. Starting tomorrow, we got to stop playing games. It's basketball. Told you, pop culture references. I can't help it. Well, then get your girl on the show, man. Come on. Do this. No females here, huh? That's terrible. I'm not hating on guys. It's funny. No, I'm just saying. Who would you rather talk? Let me put you to test. Put you to task here. When you meet female pro wrestling fans online, try Twitter. There's a bunch of them. Guess who the easiest people are to have conversations with about pro wrestling? Not the guys, it's the women. Want to know why? Because the women are more open to talking about it. Men just want to fight. I'm not going to preach to you guys, but listen to me. We have too much of this. He's trash. He's garbage. I hate him. And you're stupid for liking him. And this is stupid. WWE should just fire Roman Reigns. This is dumb. This is all stupid. You're entitled to say whatever you want. I don't care. It's fine. Who am I to tell you how to, what to think, how to feel, and how to act? I don't care. I'm not the boss of you, right? But for me to have an intelligent debate with someone, they need to be open to debate. It needs to be more than, well, here's what I know to be true, and anything you say is wrong. Because when that's the case, it's pointless to debate anyone. That's why I don't do it. That's why you'll hardly ever see me in the comments section of any of my columns. Because there's really no point. Those folks have decided a long time ago, before they ever read your piece, that they already know the best. Well, then I can't do anything with that. But most of the time, in my experience, female pro wrestling fans, they're much more open to discussion. They have their favorites like you do, sure, but they're much more willing to listen. Which makes me more willing to listen to them. It goes hand in hand. Just saying. Oh, gosh. So, is anyone else... but I'm killing time at work on a Friday. Hey, Jim, thanks for hanging, man. Usually I take Fridays off, so this is like a great time for me. I've been wondering if maybe I should go like late in the day on Fridays. You guys think I should do like an evening podcast at some point? I don't know. I don't know if it would get more hits or not. I have any idea. Making wrestlers never be great out of too many and not enough time. Makes a good point. If what I'm taking from your comment is the point I think it is. Is Hulk Hogan coming back? If he is, don't get in the ring. Hulk, bad idea. Don't do it. WWE's talent roster is the biggest it's ever been. I don't think anyone can argue that. You can go back and crunch numbers if you want to and add up years of experience and all that other crap. If you got time, go with God. But to me, it's the best. It's the biggest and best talent roster they've ever had in terms of the overall number of guys and gals. However, finding time to fill all that, get all those guys on TV, that's something else altogether. That's tough. You know what I mean? So, WWE film final score, Dave Batista. I'm interested to see it. I like Batista. Batista's in the headlines lately with the whole Marvel Comics thing, which brings up another whole world of issues and topics to go along with it. But James Gunn getting fired from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. His script is still there. I guess Marvel owns the script. The script probably bought it in the beginning or whatever, so they can still use it. But now there's talk of them maybe not even using the script. Batista says he's out if Gunn's not back. I don't want to see anyone play Drax but Batista, but let's be honest about it. Marvel Comics doesn't do well with ultimatums. Remember when Terrence Howard wanted more money to play Rhodey in Iron Man 2? So what did they do? They replaced him. Because no one's bigger than the character. No one's bigger than the character you're playing. These characters will live on. You see what I'm saying? The actor's not bigger than the character. Robert Downey Jr. is not bigger than Iron Man. He's perfect for Iron Man. And I don't think Downey considers himself bigger than Iron Man. I just don't see that. But Don Cheadle replaced Terrence Howard and did an admirable job, and we didn't miss a beat. So I want to see Batista back. But if he's unwilling to do it, they will replace him. And it may turn out to be just fine. We don't even know that yet. We'll see. WWE need to put live shows Raw and SmackDown on the network. I don't think it's going to happen, Steve, and here's my reason why I think that. I think that the network deal they have with USA brings in too much money, and it wouldn't make sense for them financially to put it on the network. Plus, I'm sure that Raw and SmackDown reach more homes and more viewers via the USA network than it ever would via the streaming service. So I think it makes more sense to keep them where they are right now on primetime television, which makes more sense to me. See, WWA should have their own show. I'm okay with that. But then I have the issue of, are they going to be taken off Raw and SmackDown if you do that? Because if they are, I don't want that to happen. Because you still have the Raw Women's Championship, the SmackDown Live Women's Championship, the NXT Women's Championship, the NXT UK Women's Championship. So, you see what I'm saying? I'm okay with the idea of it. I just don't know if practically it would make a whole lot of sense. And when do you tape it? Well, I don't know. Maybe there's a good answer to that. I don't know. Why would USA pay WWE all that money to see it shown on the network? You talking about the replays? I would dare say that's part of the deal. And that's why you don't see, correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't it take 4 weeks to get an episode of Raw on the network and SmackDown both, I think? That's probably part of the deal. Because they want as much as they can get out of it, and then the network can take it. That's my guess. Grado to WWE. Let Grado book, man. Right? They never let him do it because he's a pro wrestling guy. And we all know pro wrestling guys aren't doing the booking in WWE. Those are TV writers doing the booking in WWE. God help us all. I'm just saying. SmackDown 1000 is coming up soon. What's going to happen? Well, supposedly The Rock's going to be there. Eee. Oh, I got you, Dave. Yeah, my bad. Got you. I think Rock will be there. Triple H will have to be on the show. I think Stone Cold should probably be there. Don't know if he will. Austin seems to not want to be around all that much. Hangman versus Janela was awesome. I disagree. I think it was okay. I think Janela is, I don't know how to describe it. I think the word backyard comes to mind, and I know that's an insult for a lot of pro wrestlers, so I'm not trying to insult him. But when I look at Janela, I think backyard. That's just me. No disrespect meant to anybody. And maybe if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Should WWE wrestle against Impact? Impact versus, I don't think there's enough talent. Gee, that sounded terrible. I don't think there's enough big name main event talent for Vince to move forward with something like that. I think Vince would buy Impact in a heartbeat, just to raid the locker rooms. I don't think they need to do that. However, if Impact Wrestling came up for sale today, and WWE had room, and you know they got the money, but if they had a way to incorporate it, I think they'd do it. That's just me. Maybe I'm dead wrong. I think they should bring back any old school Raw. I don't know. Any old school Raw. You talking about talent? Or bring back... Oh, you mean like when they do the old throwback sets and stuff? It'd be fun. I think the newer guys that are there now would have fun with that idea for sure. Who do I think are the best female performers? Well, you got to mention the usual suspects. Charlotte, Becky, Sasha, Bayley, right? Ronda's still rough around the edges, but she's drawing money. That's what's important. How about we talk about the ones that aren't getting enough spotlight? Ember Moon seems to have lost her way since she went to the main roster, and that becomes a problem because it's a problem for a lot of talents when they get to the main roster. They seem to not be able to recoup what they had in NXT. I think that's Ember Moon's issue. Plus, Ember Moon is very cartoonish, very, very sci-fi, and I don't know if that's working for me. And plus, on the first round of the NXT, on the Mae Young Classic, Lacey Lane, I think is her name. Correct me if I'm wrong. Looks just like Ember Moon. I'm not talking about skin color. I'm not trying to go there. But she got the hair, and she got the contacts in the eyes. She's almost the same height, same build. I'm like, why would you do the contacts and stuff when you know that's Ember Moon's gimmick? What are you doing? That was really weird to me. I think it's too similar, too much. Just me talking. Let's see. Anthem needs to sell the TNA library to WWE. I don't think, well, I'm back and forth on WWE owning everything because I think WWE owning everything is dangerous and not healthy for the sport. However, at the same time, I like that I can turn on WWE Network and see a lot of stuff. Having said that, WWE owns a lot of stuff that's not on the network right now. So I have a problem with that as well. I've yet to see, like, a special on Wahoo McDaniel. I have yet to see anything on the Midnight Express. You know what I mean? But that's the territory guy coming out of me that thinks that those guys deserve their proper time on WWE Network. It's me talking. Do I think Undertaker's going to beat Triple H? Yes, I do. There's no way Taker's losing again. Not after Roman, in my opinion. I think Undertaker loses his last match ever. I don't know who that would be against. Well, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't have to now since Roman beat him. Whatever that great big question was, it flew up in a heartbeat. R.I.P. Triple H. Nice. Let's see. Same goes for Tessa Blanchard. How did WWE have no interest in her? I bet they do now. Here's one thing you can know for sure. All In was not Monday Night Raw. All In was not New Japan. All In was not SmackDown Live. All In was something different. It was an amalgamation of many different styles, many different ideas, many different concepts, many different driving motivations. Okay, but you can be guaranteed that someone in WWE watched that program. I'm not talking about necessarily the boys and girls in the locker room. I'm talking about the higher ups. Someone watched that show, guaranteed, because they're looking at talent. Because you're crazy to not look at talent. The minute you stop looking at talent, the moment you decide, I got enough people, this roster's too big, I got all I need, I don't need any more, screw it, then you stop growing. That was WCW's problem, and they died. WWE will never stop looking at talent. So yeah, for sure they saw it. I love Tessa Blanchard. I think Tessa has the possibility of being a bit overproduced for her own good. I noticed it All In. She did that thing where she comes out, turns her back to the camera, turns her head over her shoulder and does the wink. She did that twice. She made sure to find the hard camera and do it twice. That's fine. Find the hard camera, play to it. That's your audience, not just the folks in the crowd, but the folks at home is your audience too. Find the hard camera, play to it. I get it, but I think that there's a possibility, and I don't know her personally, so I don't know this for sure. And if I'm wrong, my apologies. I think there's a possibility that there would be a little too much. Well, I deserve to be here. This is my spot. I need to be here. This is who I am. It's my birthright. If I'm wrong, so be it. I'll do apologies, and I don't mean anything disrespectful. Just from an outsider's perspective, that's kind of how it looks. But maybe it's supposed to look like that. Who knows? Shawn versus Taker WrestleMania 35. I want no part of it, Brent. That's just me talking. I think Shawn's worked his last match. We should leave it there. I would rather have seen Shawn versus AJ. It's me. I think AJ could lose to anyone right now, and it would never hurt him. It doesn't hurt his career. For real. He's solidified. Okay, the questions have slowed down. I think we're probably coming to the end here. This has been fun. I don't know what I want to talk about next week. It's up in the air. I don't mind doing the rundown of the week thing, but see, what set the main event apart from a lot of other podcasts that I listen to now is that the main event was more or less, I picked a topic and that's what I talked about. And I would cover randomly, current events and stuff that happened in the week. But a lot of podcasts do that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't necessarily want to do that all the time. So if we could come up with a topic for next week, that'd be awesome. But I love the versus stuff. We'll have to do this again sometime. Give it a few months. We'll revisit it. By then, some talents maybe we'll jump ship back and forth, and we'll see how, the locker rooms look at that point. Will Cena wrestle again? Cena's going to wrestle again at Super Showdown, Australia. He's still got Kevin Owens, unless they've changed the match. Maybe they have. I haven't looked in the past few days, but last I saw, he's got Owens. We'll see. If they've changed it, correct me if I'm wrong. That's fine. Nick's saying, "What's up, Nick? I hope you're not late to the party, man, because we're about to wrap this up. Come back early next time, 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time every Friday on Facebook Live. Hang with your boy right here on Wrestling Rumors, because this is where it's at. This is where the cool kids are. You know your friends who aren't watching? Maybe they're not as cool as you. Did you ever stop to think about that? Maybe you're the cool one. Think about that. That's something to be proud of. Be happy with it. So, Booker T versus Kenny Brooks. Still throwing Cody and Kenny out there. Brock rematch against Roman. No chance. Don't want it. Love the show. Thanks, Chuck. Who else is enjoying the show? Yes, I hope. Hope so. This is fun, man. It's a blast for me. I love doing this. It's been the most fun I think I've had on the show in a long time. Maybe ever. We're churning right along. I love doing this. I love you guys hanging out. And when I say this, I'm not playing, okay? If you've got friends that you talk to online, mention the show. I'd love some word-of-mouth advertising. You can have them check out my columns. You can find me in a few different places right now with another one coming up soon. I'm not going to tell you where it's at because it's a secret. Right now, you can, of course, find me on WrestlingRumors.net. I'm there every week. I got 2 columns a week happening on Wrestling Rumors. You can also find me on the Sports Daily. I contribute a lot to that website every week. You can also find me on the Chair Shot. I only do one piece for the Chair Shot a week. It's usually a weekend column. And then I've got a 4th one coming at the beginning of October, which I'm amped up about. I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's a secret. But please, man. Thanks, Jim. Much love. Appreciate it. Thanks, Brent. Bobby. Robbie? Bobby? Excuse me. I'm sorry. I think it's Robbie. See that? You take your glasses up. It's terrible, right? It's an old man. Okay, we talked about Evolution. Big matches. I think they're going to save. We'll end with this, okay? I think they're going to save Charlotte versus Ronda. I still think Charlotte versus Ronda is the main event of WrestleMania 35. I hope they don't panic and do something they shouldn't be doing at Evolution in order to sell tickets. You see where I'm going with that? But I still think Charlotte versus Ronda, main event, WrestleMania 35. When I say main event, I mean the last match of the night. That's the main event. That's what I think. It's my take. So please, folks, we're going to take it home. Thanks again for hanging out. Please remember to follow me right here on Facebook Live. Follow me on Facebook. Please, if you can't find me, send me a message in the Wrestling Rumors Messenger. I will follow you, and you can follow me back. Does that work for you? I did it last week. I picked up 10 new Facebook friends or something like that because they sent me messages and I followed them back. I'm a man of my word. So if you're interested in that, and see, plus if you follow me, then every day on your timeline, more or less every day, you'll get a link to my latest column. It's a win. It's a win. If you like me, if you like the show, if you like talking about stuff, the show for next week should be about new pay-per-view. You talking about the next talking about Hell in a Cell? We could do that. We could cover Hell in a Cell. It's coming up, right? Is Hell in a Cell next weekend? Or is it the 26th? I want to say it's the 15th. Where's my calendar at? Why am I got the 15th and the 26th stuck in my head. We'll look at that. Maybe we'll make next weekend the Hell in a Cell. If next weekend is Hell in a Cell, we'll talk about Hell in a Cell next week, next Friday. How's that sound? So, yeah, follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter at Tom Clark Writes, W-R-I-T-E-S, Tom Clark Writes. Send me an email if you want, tomclark1278 at yahoo.com. That 1278 is not a generic number. When I was with Bleacher Report for the 7 years I was working with Bleacher, had a blast doing it, have nothing but positive things to say about those folks. I wrote 1,278 columns in 7 years. I hang my hat on that because that's an accomplishment. I'm proud of that. So I'll use that number. Plus, the numbers have another meaning to me as well, which I won't go into right now. But it just ended up having a double meaning. But that's where you can reach me, man. Please check out boinkstudios.com. I try to update it with the new columns as much as possible. It's got some bright and shiny artwork on there by my friend Kyle Smith, who's co-owner of Boink Studios. Please check it out. Please give the program, if you're following us, if you're subscribed on iTunes, please give us a positive review. That would be awesome if you could do that. That would be greatly appreciated. Thanks much for hanging out. Thanks for being here with us this week. We do appreciate your business. And we will see you next time on Tom Clark's Main Event.